Welcome back to The Explainer. I am so incredibly thrilled you're tuning in today because we're about to dive into a topic that completely flips the script on how we view success. Today, we're talking about mastering intentional spending. We're going to really unpack the fascinating psychology and, the cold hard math behind what it actually takes to build true financial success. We're not just throwing around quick tips and tricks here. We're breaking down a massive mindset shift between just looking rich and actually building lasting wealth. Okay, let's jump right in.
Right off the bat, I want you to picture this. You suddenly made an extra $10,000 this month. Out of absolutely nowhere, boom, it's just sitting right there in your checking account. Be honest, what is your very first instinct? What would you do with it? Maybe you'd immediately upgrade your car, order the absolute newest smartphone, grab a designer watch, or just book an incredibly expensive vacation. Look, that's totally natural, but here's where it gets really interesting. Many wealthy people, like people with millions of dollars, they don't automatically spend more just because they suddenly have more. They might still drive a totally ordinary car or wear plain, simple clothes. They actually pause and think twice. So why is that?
Well, it perfectly illustrates exactly why getting rich and looking rich are two entirely different ballgames. Looking rich is, at its core, about spending money. It's all about outward appearances. But building real wealth is about keeping your money, investing it, and literally making it work for you while you sleep. People who are genuinely financially secure, they deeply understand the difference between a depreciating expense and a growing asset. And here's the kicker. They aren't avoiding luxury because they can't afford it. They're avoiding it because they simply don't feel any pressure to prove their status to anyone else.
Part 1. The status trap. So this totally challenges one of our biggest modern obsessions, right? Buying brand new everything. And let's be real, there is an undeniable psychological thrill to unboxing a brand new smartphone, firing up a fresh laptop, or driving a car right off the dealer lot. Everything just feels perfect. But financially disciplined people, they hit the brakes and ask themselves this exact question: do I need the newest version, or do I need something that works? Think about smartphones for a second. Companies pump out new models every single year with what? Slightly better cameras? But if your current phone works perfectly fine, dropping $500 or $1,000 on a totally unnecessary upgrade, well, that's money that now cannot be invested for your future. Wealth building very often just comes down to the simple discipline of delaying those unnecessary upgrades.
I absolutely love this quote. Don't confuse a high price with high value. If you walk into a high-end luxury store, you might see a basic cotton t-shirt selling for hundreds of dollars. Now sure, sometimes the craftsmanship actually is better. But a lot of the time, you're paying a massive premium just to wear that brand's logo. People who have genuinely built lasting wealth view money completely differently. To them, money is a tool. It buys freedom, it buys security and opportunity. It is not a billboard meant to broadcast their financial position to strangers. Actually, a $50 shirt that you comfortably wear for years can genuinely be a far smarter financial move than a $500 shirt you bought just so people notice the label.
And the real problem with status purchases, like flashy watches or those extravagant, picture-perfect vacations, is that they become super addictive. You buy the thing, people notice, you get this brief little high, and then it fades. So what do? You buy something else. And social media just pours gasoline all over this fire. You're constantly bombarded with everyone else's highlight reel. But we have to remember, the highlight reel is an illusion. Someone can look incredibly filthy rich online while they are literally drowning in credit card debt. Meanwhile, someone else might look totally ordinary, but they quietly hold a massive, stress-free investment portfolio in their bank statement. The wealthy mindset is focused on net worth, not on keeping up appearances.
Part 2. Depreciation and lifestyle inflation. Let's talk about luxury cars for a minute. Now, this is a bit controversial because when most of us picture being rich, we immediately picture a Ferrari or a Bentley, right? But mathematically, a car is an expense. It is not an investment. It loses value fast. It requires insanely expensive insurance, premium fuel, and massive repair bills. Just imagine two people who each stumble into $50,000. Person A buys the flashy luxury car so they can look successful right now, today. Person B, on the other hand, invests their $50,000 and just keeps driving their reliable older car. Fast forward 10 years, Person A is stuck with an aging, heavily depreciated vehicle that has basically bled them dry in maintenance costs. Person B, they're sitting on a compounding investment portfolio that has grown significantly. The wealthy mindset isn't, I'm never going to buy a nice car. It's, I'm not going to let a car determine my financial future.
Which brings us to lifestyle inflation, automatically increasing your spending every time your income goes up.
This right here is the hidden engine behind why so many high earners are still completely broke. If you get a raise of, say, $1,000 a month, the immediate temptation is to upgrade your apartment, eat out at fancy restaurants, maybe buy a massive new TV, a TV that, by the way, loses half its value the exact second you take it out of the cardboard box. Listen, if you turn every single increase in your income into a matching increase in your spending, you are never going to build wealth, period. Keeping a lid on lifestyle inflation is arguably the most powerful wealth-building habit out there. Making more money doesn't make you wealthy. Keeping it and allocating it smartly does.
Part 3. The danger of convenience and debt.
$5,000. Look, we live in a world of absolute ultimate convenience. Food, groceries, your laundry. You can get literally anything done for you with a tap on an app. And hey, convenience is incredibly valuable. Wealthy people absolutely pay money to save time. But here is the dangerous trap, paying for every single convenience simply because you can afford to in the moment. If you're spending just $15 extra a day on delivery fees, premium services, or those random subscriptions you completely forgot about, that's $450 a month. Over a single year, that adds up to more than $5,000. The problem isn't that one individual $15 purchase, it's the invisible repetition of it. Buying convenience without a specific purpose, like, say, using that saved time to build a business or hang out with your family, will just quietly drain your wealth away.
And that brings us to the ultimate wealth destroyer, debt-funded luxury. You're paying for something today with tomorrow's income. The crazy thing is, today, you don't even have to be rich to look rich. You can just swipe a credit card for a luxury dinner, take out an awful loan for the car, and use buy now, pay later apps to make literally everything feel cheap. Instead of feeling the pain of a $2,000 price tag, you get hit with a psychological trick. Oh, it's only $49 a month. But stack up those multiple small monthly payments and they create a massive, suffocating burden. Add in the interest, and that item becomes wildly expensive. Building wealth means accumulating assets that actually produce returns, not accumulating liabilities just to keep up appearances.
So before you make your next major purchase, I want you to pause and ask yourself this genuinely profound question. Would I still want this if nobody knew I owned it? Really think about that. If literally nobody could ever see your watch, your clothes, your car, or your house, would you still buy it? If the answer is yes, fantastic. That means it holds genuine intrinsic value to you. But if the answer is no, well, you aren't actually buying value. You're buying status. And just recognizing that distinction is a massive, massive step toward true financial maturity.
Part 4. Mastering Intentional Spending.
It all starts by wrapping our heads around this one concept, opportunity cost. Every dollar spent today on something unnecessary is a dollar that cannot be invested or used for financial independence tomorrow. The biggest takeaway about intentional spending isn't that you have to go live a totally boring life and never buy anything nice. Not at all. It's about recognizing that every single dollar in your possession has a job to do. And once you spend it, it can't do another job for you. A dollar spent today on a passing status symbol is a dollar that cannot be invested in your emergency fund or put toward your retirement. Wealthy thinking is just consciously deciding what truly deserves your hard-earned money. You really don't have to live poorly to become wealthy. You just have to stop spending on autopilot.
So how do we turn off that autopilot? We use this exact framework. Then next time you're about to buy something, run it through these 3 quick steps. Step 1, do I actually need it? Step 2, will I realistically use it? And step 3, and honestly this is the most important one, could this money create more value somewhere else? You know, becoming wealthy is rarely about making one massive, lottery-winning financial move. It's the result of hundreds of tiny, intentional decisions repeated over years and years. It's the car you didn't finance. It's the subscription you finally canceled, the tech upgrade you decided to delay. Individually, yeah, they look really small, but put them all together, they build an absolute fortress.
Because the ultimate prize of all of this, it's freedom. Being wealthy isn't about owning absolutely everything you can afford just to show it off to the world. It is about having enough financial security that you simply do not need to prove anything to anyone ever again. It's the incredible ability to wake up and do exactly what you want whenever you want to do it. So, I'm going to leave you with this final, provocative thought. The very next time you reach for your wallet to buy something impressive, ask yourself, are you buying a product or are you literally delaying your own freedom? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer today. And hey, here's to mastering your money intentionally.